Yes, hello everyone from the entrance of Newcastle United's training ground there. A lot of fans are here to see some of their idols, and we've also seen Alexander Isak. He is inside the training ground currently at the moment. I've come out because it is rammed down the bottom. We've seen Keith Downey reporting live on Sky. He's moved to Whitley Park next door, but I thought I'll come out the way and do this up here because it is massive news. It was breaking last night, as we all know, with Alexander Isak releasing that post on Instagram. There's no doubt about it today. He will be getting an absolute bollocking. An absolute bollocking where he went in there about 10 minutes or so ago. So, obviously news broke last night, of course, with his statement. I do want to bring it up. We did a live last night, so please go and check that out with me and Fordy. We dissected it, we broke it down, and then as we were live at the same time, the club also put their statement out to counter that, and they had to do it quick in my opinion. They couldn't wait, because the longer it waited, the more and more that there's questions to be answered. Now, if we bring up the statement that Alexander Isak said, and he said, "I'm proud to be recognised by my fellow professionals with a place in the PFA Premier League team this season for 24-25. First and foremost, I want to thank my teammates and everyone at Newcastle United who has supported me along the way. I'm not at the ceremony tonight. With everything going on, it didn't feel right to be there. I've kept quiet for a long time while others have spoken. That silence has allowed people to push their own version of events, even though they know it doesn't reflect what was really said and agreed behind closed doors. The reality is that promises were made, and the club has known my position for a long time. To act now as if there's no issues only emerging is misleading. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue. That's where things are for me right now, and why change is the best interest of everybody, not just myself." Alexander Isak. Obviously, there is currently at the moment first team footballers coming out at the moment, which is interesting, because I wonder if they've had a little bit of an interaction with Isak, because obviously he's in the building and there's still some players coming out as I speak at this present stage. So with that as well, what does he mean by promises and stuff like this? Because there is a lot of speculation, as we know, that Amanda Staveley and Miadad, they departed. Is it the situation that he was promised a contract? Because we've seen it speculated. We must stress again, with Paul Mitchell has allegedly said that he was on a 4-year contract last summer. Obviously, he's got 3 years left now. He just needed an improved contract. And of course, then later on, we've seen it with the PSR situation, that the likes of Elliot Anderson and Yakuba Minta had to be sold, so Newcastle potentially didn't get deducted points. So, we didn't want to sell Elliot Anderson. Look, he was absolutely phenomenal first game of the season. He's done bits for Nottingham Forest. There's no doubt about it. I think that he will return back at Newcastle one day, Elliot Anderson. And we had to sell Yakuba Minta, which Eddie Howe didn't want to do. But Newcastle would have then run the risk of having a point reduction. Why is that crucial? Because we wouldn't have qualified for the Champions League if we had a point reduction. We've got in the Champions League, we limped over the line on goal difference. Now, if we were to give Alexander Isak, and this is again speculating, if that is the true story where Mitchell has said, no, he doesn't need a new contract, he's still got 4 years, we were to pump that wages up, would that affect his PSR? Who knows? Is it that he's talking about, that he wanted more money? Surely it can't be all just down to money. Because Isak's on, 120k or something like that a week? Maybe more? Surely it can't just be about money, because he's rich. He's a rich bloke anyway. It can't be. I can't just fathom that it's all about just money. It just simply can't be. Is it the fact that he's lost trust, which he said in the statement? I don't know. Yes, players at the end of the career are well loaded. Any single Premier League player will tell you that. Doesn't matter if you're at the bottom of the league, top of the league, whichever end of the table you're fighting for, you are practically set for the next 30, 40 years. It can't always just be about money. And look, I'm not sticking up for them for all means, but they all want to look back at their career and trophies and stuff. And yes, I get you want to go and win trophies and stuff like that, but it's the way you do it, the way you go about it. If you want to leave the club, cool, that's fine. But the club have come out with their statement and said that's not happening. Let's pull it on screen what the actual club said last night. We are disappointed to be alerted by a social media post by Alexander Isak this evening. We are clear in response that Alex remains under contract and that no commitment has ever been made by a club official that Alex can leave Newcastle United this summer. We want to keep our best players, but we also understand players have their own wishes and we listen to their views. As explained to Alex and his representatives, we must always take into consideration the best interests of Newcastle United. The team and our supporters in all decisions, we have been made clear that the conditions of this sale this summer has not transpired. We do not foresee these conditions being met. This is a proud football club with proud traditions and we strive to retain our family feel. Alex remains part of our family and will be welcomed back when he is ready to rejoin his teammates. That last sentence, I said this to Fordy last night, when he is ready to rejoin. That tells everyone that it's his decision that he's training alone. I think that's concrete clear. Going back to that statement, the club are saying, nah, you're not for sale. You aren't going anywhere. You've still got 3 years left on your contract. What are you going to do? Because obviously he wants to force a move away. And look, we haven't really heard too much from Alexander Isak except from that Instagram post last night. Everything else, he's remained quiet. I think we'll hear more. Probably not short term, because I think no doubt about, as I say, you'll be getting a bollocking right now. Long term, I think you'll probably speak about it. Maybe the club will. I don't know, but I think it's a cleverly worded statement. I think it's a beautiful worded statement. I think it's really, really clever and intelligent piece of writing that the club have came up with that. So, what happens next then? So obviously he's in there at the moment. He's in the training ground. No doubt you get a bollocking. Will he get a fine? Yeah, I could probably say that as well. What happens now then? Obviously we've got the big game on Monday night with Liverpool. That's going to be spicy. It's going to be an absolute cauldron of an atmosphere. Stay tuned for War Flags display, by the way. That will be quality, is what I will say. Absolute quality. But look, obviously he's came out of that. I wonder what all of his teammates are thinking with that statement last night. Obviously one or two might have bumped into him coming in and out there, as I say. And obviously fans are absolutely really, really pissed off with him. They're really, really pissed off. And I kind of blame everyone else. I'm a fan myself. I want him out. I do. And obviously the club want to keep him. Can that be turned? It'll have to be a massive apology. It'll have to be. And I even still think that won't win everyone over. If he comes back and we go past deadline day and he hasn't got that move, don't be too surprised that he's booed for the first few games. I will not be surprised at all with that. But as I say, it's massive media interest. That has rammed that street all the way down to the training ground. I've had to come up, as I say, and the interest in this story is worldwide now. Everyone's reporting on it. You've got other YouTube people who don't follow Newcastle United reporting on it. You've got the national media, obviously Keith Downey down there as well. What I do want to do is get a couple of other people's opinions on the story. So let's take a look at that.
There was no way he was going to do it. I think, if he just wanted a move. Because there's the right way to do it is, you put in a transfer request, or you have a chat with the manager and say, look, I want to play my football somewhere else, whatever, and the manager will then sit down and have a chat with you. The way he went about it, you could clearly say he had a problem with Newcastle or a problem with somebody at Newcastle. My argument is he still shouldn't and can't do what he did.
Isak's got 3 years left. You can't not train or play. You're being paid by the football club. And whatever reason or whatever hump you've got, you still have a duty to the other players because of that contract and to the football club to go and train and go and play. There's a way of getting out of a football club, and refusing to train and play is not the right way.
I mean, it's very clear Newcastle have established their position. I mean, Isak's interpretation of conversations, I don't doubt that Isak has verbalised for his delightful agent, who seems to have lots to say when he's back channeling, but not anything to say directly when he might be held accountable for what comes out of his trap. He's had lots to say about what Newcastle should. I don't recall Newcastle saying very much. So I don't quite understand what Alexander Isak is referring to in terms of people filling the vacuum. It's been filled by people like the newspapers being given stories, I suspect, by his agent.
Look, Eddie Howe and the club are all about the team ethos here. We've heard both Dan Burn and Anthony Gordon speaking after the draw against Villa at the weekend, saying, look, this isn't all, it's not one person that's got us to here, it's a team effort, and as you can see, there's a strong squad here in Newcastle. If you take the Alexander Isak situation aside, I've actually had a strong window. They've signed a number of players, and if it wasn't for this cloud hanging over the club with the Alexander Isak situation just now, I think everyone at the club would be really happy with the recruitment.
What happens now then, I think, obviously Eddie Howe will have his presser just at Whitley Park there on Friday. No doubt all the questions will be all about Alexander Isak. You know that's going to happen. It's going to be a tiresome press conference. Hardly anything will be talked about the Liverpool game. I think Liverpool game adds spice to it, as I say, because obviously Isak's wanting that move. Liverpool have come in with an undercut bid, not that Newcastle wanted. If Liverpool come in and give that £150 million bid, get him out. But the thing is as we get closer and closer and closer to deadline day, we need that replacement massively. We need time to bring somebody in. Now that leaves me nicely on to a story that came out just a couple of hours back, if you haven't seen it, that Newcastle have increased their bid for Yoane Wissa with £35 million upfront and a £5 million add-on, equaling 40 million. Will that be enough for Brentford to sell? Obviously they have brought in Atara from Bournemouth, and it's a case now with Yoane Wissa. It's similar, and like, I don't like what Yoane Wissa is doing currently at the moment. I really don't. I really don't like what he's doing either. I don't think it's on the same scale, because Wissa has been promised that if a big club comes in that he'll be allowed to leave, whereas Isak's quite frankly just saying, no, I don't want to be training with the first team. So Wissa was training with the first team. Keith Andrews has then put him aside, said, no, you need to train away. And he has obviously gone ahead and deleted all his Instagram with Brentford, and we've talked about that on the channel already. Look, I don't like that attitude. I don't want someone with that personality through the door, but it's now starting to become desperate where we need a striker. Because I'm telling you now, if we don't bring a striker in when deadline day goes past and Isak doesn't play, this side is finishing mid-table, because we are taking out 20 odd goals from Isak. We need someone who can score goals. Is Wissa that man? No, I think he's a good squad player. I think he's a replacement for Callum Wilson. I think we need another one. If Isak stays and we've gone past deadline day, Isak is probably going to have to be integrated back at the first team, because is he really realistically going to sit there for 4 months not playing any football? He's not even match ready. He's not even match fit. So maybe, I don't know, can he come back to it? It's a long ask. It's a long ask for me personally to forgive him. I don't know how you feel in the comments, but it's a huge ask for him to come out and say sorry. And look, will you believe it? Because I won't, not straight away. But we'll have a player there who wants to move it. It's a matter of time, isn't it? Let's face it. If it's not going to be this summer, it'll be January or the year after. Could other European clubs come in and take him out on loan for a year, and we get like a big loan fee of 10, 15 million pounds for a season? Possibly. Because I don't think some clubs can afford the riches of what Premier League clubs can. Barcelona can't afford that up front. Real Madrid probably could. Bayern Munich have Harry Kane. Would they want to do it? PSG. There's only realistically across Europe probably 4 clubs, unless he goes to Saudi. But then does he tarnish the reputation of playing in the Saudi League? Is it all about money for Alexander Isak? It can't always just be about money. Surely he's not that way inclined to be that greedy. Because if he is that greedy, get yourself off to the Saudi League. You can pick up all your tax-free for a couple of years. Go to the Saudi League then, Isak. Get yourself there. Pick up your £500,000 per week. Be the second highest player behind Ronaldo. Go there then. If you're all about money, go on there. So, look, I think I'm rambling on a little bit too much now then. Obviously, we shall start to wrap up here just outside the training ground. Hope you've liked this video today. Drop us a like. Let us know how you feel in the comments down below, and we'll see you very soon here on Newcastle Fans TV.